Let's play a game.
What's black and blue and dead all over?
世の中を恐怖で支配する最強の知能犯リドラー。
If you are justice, please do not lie.
I'm here to unmask the truth about this city.
You're part of this too. How am I part of this? You'll see.
The hell are you supposed to be?
今、男の嘘が暴かれる。
If this continues, it won't be long before you've nothing left.
Who are you under there?
What is the price for your blind eye?
I got you! I got you!
ザ・バットマン。
I've been trying to reach you. Bruce Wayne.
Welcome back, everyone. This will be my new Batman trailer video. There's a brand new Japanese trailer with a whole bunch of new footage and Easter eggs. A lot of people asking about Joker Easter eggs too, so I'll point those out. But some pretty big reveals in this footage. So if you're brand new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get all the videos. We're going to get a lot more trailers in the next couple months because the movie's coming out in March, so we don't have to wait that long to actually watch it. But probably the biggest WTF moment here is right at the end of that trailer. During it, the Riddler lets Batman know that he's figured out his secret identity. He literally calls him out as Bruce Wayne. He says, "I've been trying to reach you, Bruce Wayne," and starts laughing as you see Batman pull his cowl off. Now, the way they edit that scene in the trailer, these are like 3 different scenes combined into one trailer edit. The scene of Batman going to visit Riddler in lockup, where the partition is rising, where Batman punches the glass and starts yelling at him. Then I believe the dialogue of Riddler literally calling out a secret identity seems like it's from either a different part of this scene in the interrogation, like not this exact moment that they show you, or it could be taken from a totally different part of the movie. And then the scene of him taking his cowl off, if you couldn't tell, zoom in and hands, you can see in the background behind him this old staircase. This is a scene from inside the Batcave, totally different part of the movie, which itself is inside an abandoned subway terminal that was built by his family a long time ago, the Waynes. It's literally called the Wayne Terminus, and the entrance seems like it's through the Gotham City graveyard, which is just amazing. There's so many metaphors and deeper meaning that you can pull out of that. Terminus, the end of the line, a graveyard, the end of life, and Batman's relationship with death and the macabre just in general. Batman trying to find the most hardcore place he could possibly put his Batcave. But when most of you heard that Riddler had figured out Batman's identity in this, you probably instantly thought of Batman Hush. During that storyline, Riddler orchestrates this grand crusade against Batman after he learns his secret identity and then manipulates Elliot Hush, childhood friend of Bruce Wayne, along with pretty much every other major Batman villain, pitting them against Batman is this big tour de force, and Riddler just tries to shake the foundation of what Batman knows as his family's history, his own identity, his personal history, his childhood. It's a real long, dark night of the soul kind of adventure for Batman. So it seems like one of the comic books that this movie took inspiration from was Batman Hush, along with The Long Halloween and a couple other comic books. But the movie itself is an original story. It's just some of the plot elements and the character turns will feel familiar to Hush in The Long Halloween. And Matt Reeves also said that Batman Ego and Other Tales was the other major comic inspiration for the story and the vibe. That story was more of an exploration of Batman and Bruce Wayne's traumatized mind, a very psychological exploration of the character, as opposed to just a straight-up crime thriller detective story. Batman Ego in the Freudian sense of the word ego, the id, ego, and superego. But the big Joker Easter egg that you probably saw everyone freaking out about in your timeline the past day or so actually has 2 different parts. During the trailer, when Batman goes into world's greatest detective mode and starts investigating one of Riddler's big collages here, with all the newspaper clippings organized with special Riddler-esque question marks. This is like the Riddler going full Charlie Day meme. There's a lot of information all over the place here, but the writing says, "If I only knew then what I know now," and the iconic Riddler question mark is drawn around the face of a child with glasses next to a bunch of other children in a lineup. I think we can all probably agree that the kid with glasses is supposed to be the Riddler as a child, and he's implying that he and Bruce Wayne knew each other as children. There's this talk of orphanage in one of the other newspaper clippings too, so it sounds like Riddler may have grown up in the Gotham City orphanage. And that's one of the plot elements in present day. There's this big Gotham City renewal that's happening and all this corruption that Riddler's on this crusade trying to get rid of. But he's doing it in a very psychotic Batman villain kind of way. So even though the Riddler is supposed to be the main villain of this movie, there are a lot of other very bad people in Gotham that he's going after. And he's just trying to manipulate Batman to try and help him do that. But the idea that Riddler would have known Batman as a child, they might have been childhood friends, is another Batman Hush kind of reference. And when he made this collage, I think it's pretty evident from the message that he's already figured out Bruce Wayne as Batman. But the actual Joker Easter egg people are talking about is down here at the bottom of the collage. So he scratched out Bruce Wayne's eyes all over the place here. But in this picture, you see Bruce Wayne walking past this huge, monstrous-looking clown face. And everyone is assuming that this is a Joker Easter egg reference. No idea where Bruce Wayne is walking in this picture when it's being taken, but wherever he is, he's walking past this creepy clown face. The other part of the Joker Easter eggs and references is all about Barry Keoghan's character. You may have seen people talking about what he was doing in the Batman movie during all the Marvel Eternals press interviews that he did. Every time he would do an interview for the Eternals, people would ask him questions about the Batman movie like, who's your character? What are you doing in the Batman movie? And he'd have a mini panic attack and just refuse to comment. Then they were doing reshoots for the Batman movie. People saw him getting super ripped again in the gym. And supposedly right now, they're screening 2 different cuts of the Batman movie for test audiences just to see how it plays in 2 different versions. His character is supposed to be in one of the versions of the movie, but not the other. So if you've been seeing theories in your timeline that Barry Keoghan is playing the Joker in Matt Reeves' new Batman movies, that's why. That's where those rumors are coming from. Last year, if you were to ask me who Matt Reeves should cast as the new Joker for his Batman movies, Barry Keoghan isn't someone who I would have picked, but I don't hate the idea, like he's actually a pretty amazing actor. But it's just a rumor right now, just a theory. There were also rumors last year that there would be Easter eggs for a new Joker in the Matt Reeves Batman universe in the first movie, and we see more of him in the sequels. So you can let me know in the comments if you think he's playing the Joker or some other just random character. But there's a bunch of other new footage and scenes in this trailer, so this scene is probably inside the Riddler's apartment, just from the looks of it. This is a new scene of the Catwoman with her full gear on her motorcycle, cocking a gun. I've already done a full breakdown of all these Easter eggs here in this huge spread on the floor when Batman is just walking around trying to investigate all these clues, so I'll link that video in the description below. There's more scenes of them examining Riddler's evidence of police corruption, just corruption in the Gotham City government as well. This photo is of the current police commissioner, Pete Savage. This character here, he's the commissioner before Gordon gets promoted, which safe bet will happen at some point in these new movies. The idea being that Pete Savage is corrupt in some way or somehow tied to Carmine Falcone. If you didn't see that other video I did about all these Easter eggs too, there's also a link between Bruce Wayne's father and Carmine Falcone, because the history that they established during the Long Halloween comic book story is that Thomas Wayne actually saved Carmine Falcone's life at some point in their past, so he's been indebted to him and they've kind of been linked ever since. Obviously Thomas Wayne being dead in present day though, so that bond sort of extends to Bruce Wayne, like Carmine Falcone kind of feels this bond with Bruce Wayne, even though Bruce Wayne himself doesn't care about Carmine. There's a much longer version of the scene of Riddler's attack on the mayor's funeral. That's where all the most powerful people in Gotham are here. Bruce Wayne, also Penguin, Carmine, everyone in town. But if you didn't see it, there was a bunch of other footage that they released back at DC Fandom of them talking about the movie. It's actually pretty fantastic. They're actually pinning it as more of a Batman horror film. More horror than you ever seen from any Batman film before. This is more like doing David Fincher's Seven or Zodiac movies as a Batman movie. And even in fact, the Riddler looks kind of like the Zodiac Killer in real life. But big reminder, Spider-Man No Way Home is coming out this week in theaters. My review video should be up by Tuesday morning. My full Hawkeye Episode 5 video will post Wednesday just like normal. And then all my full Spider-Man No Way Home Easter eggs, post-credit scene videos, breakdown videos, all that stuff will post later this week after the movie comes out in theaters. Make sure to turn alerts on for my channel so you don't miss any of that, and be sure to go see that movie as soon as possible. Do not wait to go see it. Everyone click here for that full version of the scene of Spider-Man breaking the multiverse, and click here for my full Hawkeye Episode 5 Yelena Belova trailer video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.